Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another tutorial. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the party trick.
No prizes for guessing why the party trick is called what it is, though it serves very little practical purpose. Other than providing an enjoyable challenge to the paddler, it can certainly wow people. I'd also argue that any trick of this nature has great benefits for a paddler's underwater and bodily awareness, which can only help whitewater paddlers holistically. Like its sister trick, the Zero to Hero, the party trick originated in squirt boating, and is defined as starting from a flat, upside-down position to being vertical on the bow in one smooth motion. There are two variations to this move, one starting from a back deck roll and the other from a forward tucked position. For the back deck version, having a back deck roll is an obvious prerequisite, and in either case, knowing how to control your boat in a bow stall is really important. If you haven't yet mastered the bow stall, then feel free to head back and check out my tutorial on that first, before giving this one a go.
Hi there, future editor Matt here, briefly interrupting to reiterate my thanks to everyone who has watched this video and who has been following along with any of my content thus far. Thank you so much for all of your likes and comments and for sharing these videos where you have felt able to, and to everyone who has subscribed as well. It really does make a massive difference to my motivation in making these videos, to know that people are receiving them and finding them valuable. And as I'm now pushing towards the 2,000 subscriber mark, I would really hugely appreciate that continued support of people liking this video, sharing it wherever they feel comfortable, and commenting down below as well. Let me know if there are any other videos that you would love to see from me, any other particular kayaking techniques, tricks, etc. that you would like to see, and I will endeavour to make those into future videos. Thank you so much for tuning into this. Let's get back to the tutorial.
For variant 1, the back deck, begin by getting into the lane back position under the water. Very crucially, you need to be comfortable doing a back deck roll off the reverse face of the blade, i.e. like a C1 roll, without your wrists cocked back. It's probably possible to achieve the party trick from the front face of the blades, but it will feel weak and strange once you hit the bow stall portion of the move. As with a normal roll, use the leading blade as a lever to perform your hip snap off, dynamically bringing your arms and knees together using the driving force of your core. Just at the point where this begins to become unstable again and you have no further to go, about when your torso hits the neutral position, translate that contracting momentum into rotation, bringing your weight over the top of the bow and driving your feet down against that active blade. As with a bow stall, you can start to use both blades here. Much like a crossbow initiation, you can lever upwards on the leading offside blade while applying downward pressure through the trailing onside blade. This will grant increased rotational power and control to pull the boat up into a bow stall. Once there, simply stay there and smile. For variant 2, start in the tucked position you would normally begin a roll in. Perform a sweep roll exactly as you normally would, but as you start to hip snap and the hull approaches 90 degrees, translate that outward sweep into more of a downward pressure. As with many other freestyle moves, imagine your lower torso as the axis of a circle, from which you are driving your feet up the circumference. In effect, once your body is basically lying on the surface, the roll transitions into a double pump. Keep your eyes on the bow and the water ahead of you, where you intend to drive the bow. Due to the increased rotational force of the roll, you will find that the bow rises very high. Controlling it as it slams back down is one of the hardest aspects to this. As with a normal double pump, reverse that initiation stroke and imagine that you are compressing the active blade and your knees back together on the circumference of that circle, whilst driving the feet down into the water. As soon as you can, get both blades in the water for stability, and arrest that momentum by applying pressure through the offside blade. Don't worry if you end up spinning a bit in the bow stall. That rotational energy has to go somewhere, so this is completely natural. You may also find that your hands have ended up quite deep in the water, as mine do in this example. Again, don't panic. Just keep your core engaged, but don't be tempted to tuck too far forward, and gently feather the blades up towards the surface. After some practice, you'll be achieving the party trick with no issue. At which point, it's time to start adding in some combos. Get out there and keep practicing. Thanks very much for watching.